is the Yankees' 28th spring training in Tampa, Florida. George M. Steinbrenner Field as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. Welcome to Yankees spring training. Three starts last year in his 29 games on the mound. Might say this could be a preview of maybe a postseason matchup.
You know, pretty special. This smile on his face is just incredible. What a great kid he is.
And so why don't we take a look at the Braves' starting lineup. Kevin Pillar is in left field. Orlando Arcia. Last year, Yankees also had a great year with 99 wins, losing the American League Championship Series.
Starts last year, 23 walks, 56 strikeouts. He can be a swingman as well. He can give you a...
So we thank you for starting our 27 Dodgers 4 games. You see his numbers. And Schmidt.
Seconds, and you see that in that upper or that lower left-hand right-hand corner. 2 outs and wound up. And the Yankees have been practicing this the whole time, the whole spring training. They'll have
paucity of violations, and the game will have a much quicker pace. Pitches up 4 minutes. The throws over to first as we move along.
And for pitchers, I think you start to wind up, the clock stops.
Swing and a miss. Arcia down
way out on his front foot. Arcia.
Now, one thing that we were 15 seconds, just the Peraza across the down. First inning, let's take a look at the Yankee order that will face Bryce Elder. Gleyber Torres with a home run, and they'll be facing Bryce Elder.
Bryce Elder had a little time last year in, like I mentioned, a backup plan. The Braves have a very good rotation with free.
And, you know, some of the talk is hit. But, Jeff, I think...
Wait, you go back far about, how about Nomar Garcia-Parra, where he used to mess with the...
Everything except for batting average came that close to a triple crown.
He lifts that leg or the hands, and that clock stops.
2 throws that they will use judiciously. That one is...
Just could not be picked by the first baseman, Kess.
Which is up in the zone, which he has not been able to handle the last couple of years.
Like you mentioned, cutting down the strikeouts. Said Michael, in the third one, you have to get an out, or it's a balk.
That's not able to be done anymore. Base hit through the right. Hopping at third is Torres, so the Yankees with
right up the middle. You're going to see a lot of. You see that second baseman playing in shallow right field, and that's an out.
Is loaded 2-0 count on Trevino. See ya! A grand slam.
But a great way. It was a fastball up at his first home run of the spring. Not going through their rhythm and happen to be in the box with 8 seconds remaining. Into the shift. You're going to have to hit your spots. We're a little bit behind. But now all of a sudden, you know, you're seeing game. These guys are locked in. Players on one side of the infield.
Fly ball left field. Pillar is
pitch inside a little bit more to set up that break.
Chop foul. He's got all the info you need. 2. There's 1. No judgment-free zone here. That was a grand slam.
Welcome back to George M. Steinbrenner Field. I'm Meredith Maroc. Not get over the fact that it was 2:34. He said, Meredith, I think about that shift rule, and I think about Anthony Rizzo and how he's into play for Clark Schmidt. They like the way he's been throwing. So
very good. I know you're a world traveler. We'll get into that later on.
The umpires are also going to crack down a little bit on the foreign seal because they were getting more complaints of grip on. You know, with a curveball or a slider, you might alt. And if you can master that pitch, it's a pretty nasty pitch, and you can throw it to righties as well. And there's a hard time picking that up at the last minute.
They're hoping they get him back toward the end of the year, but there's no guarantee. Swing and a miss.
Compared to righties hitting 192, and the lefty adding that cutter, you know, that definitely perfect time to work on that cutter.
Swing and a miss. Sunshine into your home. Billy McKinney will lead off against
Milwaukee, the Dodgers. It's going to help Anthony Rizzo. They're not going to change. You can't see their approach, but they're going to get benefit with that.
Teams are not going to be fielders. You can't have more than 2 infielders on each side of second base. But you
look at the outfield and
of you know, shift restrictions. Is because people would.
Left fielders or the outfield has to stay put.
That one is lined. 2 infielders must be positioned on each side of second base. Infielders may not switch on with Gleyber Torres due up. We'll be back. Matt Swarmer, he pitched at Yankee Stadium last June with the Cubs, and it was coffee with the Cubs, and here's Judge. 1-1.
And you mentioned with the shift in the infielders when you went over there when the pitch is released, but they start in the grass.
It's a new world, Jeff.
In the dirt from the grass.
And there's a walk to Judge. And some teams were not in compliance with that.
Right.
So everything has to be.
Giants game yesterday in spring training area or up the middle.
Hits with a ground ball to first. Castillo's shift, and what can't happen anymore. Well, here you have up the middle. 4-0 Yankees on the Trevino grand
Range.
Shattered bat. Abreu with the play. It's got a walks. Major league average 22% strike. Than 15 square inches. And first base.
I think there are also going to be more infield hits. I think there's going to be a lot less double plays.
It is now 3 inches closer to the infielder, so that could.
I don't know if you see any guys bunt. I think that's pretty much of the past. Try to bunt for position players in spring training. Fly across it, and that just goes with base runners.
Up. McKinney. As we go to the bottom of the third, we'll check out the Citizens Bank team scouting report, Jeff.
Davey Garcia, you know, what kind of
one's popped up off the bat of Trevino.
Run, you know, do different positions. Maybe you switch.
Dylan Lee, third pitcher for the Braves. The Yankees had over 300, did a good job at shortstop and got starts in the postseason to push his way into this aspect of it. Peraza is on the 40-man.
Yeah, you know, with to try to make the team because he's not on the roster, and you have a young player like Peraza. If you make contact, that ball's probably a homer.
Yeah, he's in the left field mix.
Right. Push the stolen base a little bit to get more action.
Down on strikes, so the Yankees go down in order 1.
Welcome back to George M. Steinbrenner Field. Jeff, you mentioned Davey Garzel. He has the confidence back. He's thrown a couple lives so far this spring mound. He said when he goes out there now, he is free and clear. He just.
It was like, wow, it's like he's been here for 10 years. So you're definitely hoping to get it back.
Grounded to third.
In the big leagues was 2021. He only had a couple starts. Really hard for the hitters to pick up. That's ball he did pitch up in the zone. He'll throw a four-seamer up in the zone.
Well, the first base runner for the Braves. 1-1 count. He's at first.
Pick it up.
1-2. Runner goes. Throw to second.
You know, with the bases, you're 4.5 inches